Willie D Live.
Sometimes take a little. You got to crack some eggs to make an omelet, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I get that. I totally get that. But what happens? That in those moments where you do have to crack an egg and get an omelet, like with the King situation recently, where you guys had a public feud at the game.
That was just a Harris family counseling session.
a very public Harris.
It was public. This was a field trip.
Yeah. What set him off?
He and I, or he and I first, and then him, my wife and I, have a very, very different perspective in his upbringing, his childhood, and I think the largest misconception between he and I, because I call him, I say, man, you from the suburb, and me, as a person who came from the turf, I'm, in the city, I'm from here, and all while I grew up, I looked there, and it was the destination. This was, the place people wanted to be to change their life and have a better way for themselves. When my mama wanted to get me out the hood and go and put me in, have better surroundings and better schools, so on and so forth, that's where she took me. And that's where he grew up. Now, and also the necessities being, already present. One thing about the ghetto, the trenches, is not just the quality of the construction around you. It's how we gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, is the phone on today? Is the gas on? It's cold. Am I heating water up in a bowl, in a microwave to wash up for school? You know what I mean? Like those type of things he never had to go through. And that's why I'm always considered at the suburb. Now, I'm not saying somebody from the suburb ain't just as capable as somebody who from the hood. But we must understand, even if they capable, they still not surrounded by the same level of treachery. You know what I'm saying? As people who from the places like where I'm from. And he and I think he be thinking that I think he's soft. You know what I'm saying? Like he trying to show me that he can protect himself, and he, you know what I'm saying, that he's a man of a certain stature that I have inspired him to be by being myself. And I'm like, bro, I'm not saying what you are and aren't capable of doing, but the facts of the matter are, you from a very good home. You from a very good home, whether you at our house or your grandmama's house. You from a very good home, you got very good people. You know what I mean? You wasn't abused. It wasn't no other problem. If you had problems in your house, if you had problems you were dealing with, you went outside and you went and volunteered for some problems. You didn't have no issues coming back and forth from school to home, like not having no clothes, not having a coat in the winter. Like you ain't really had these kinds of issues. And once we got a chance to speak like that, he had to concur, and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, no matter what you able or capable of doing, you're gonna always be my son to me. I was there from the beginning. You just assumed the position of the persona that you this was just in the last few years. I was there when your head popped out. So it's just gonna be hard for me. You not gonna get that from me. You just not. You ain't gonna never get that from me. You can go and catch 1,000 bodies. You still gonna be my son. I ain't finna treat you like, hardened criminal. I don't give a damn what you go out there and do. So you just gonna have to. You just gonna have to. That's what you gonna get from me.